Good morning, Chairman and members of the Judiciary Committee. I want to first begin by thanking Chairman Barnes and the members of the Judiciary Committee for holding the hearing today, and for everyone who has assembled here in Trenton to express their viewpoint on what I believe is a significantly important topic. When one travels through the State House, we think about 300 years of lawmaking. And during that 300-year period, many significant and historic issues have been debated and deliberated by legislators who have sat in this building and in this legislature. A1, in my estimation, represents one of the historical kinds of legislative debates that will be recorded in the history of this State House. And we're here today to fix what I consider to be a wrong. Today we are considering a bill that would ensure constitutional rights, constitutional civil rights, and equal protection under the law for all New Jersey citizens. And if we think throughout history, not just the history of our state, but when we think about historical context through civilizations that have existed, we know that what was a societal viewpoint at one place in time in history evolved through the centuries, and societies examined and adopted and held different points of view. Here is what we know. We know that the separate categorization established by the Civil Union Act has encouraged unequal treatment of same-sex couples and their children. We know that in a number of cases, the negative effect of the Civil Union Act on the physical and mental health of same-sex couples in our state and their children is strikingly different, largely because a number of employers and hospitals still do not recognize the rights and benefits of marriage for civil union couples. Civil unions send a message to the public that same-sex couples are not equal to opposite-sex married couples in the eyes of the law. Civil unions send a message to the public that same-sex couples are, quote, not good enough to warrant true equality. This, for me, is the same message that Jim Crow racial segregation laws sent in this country. Separate treatment was wrong then, and it is just as wrong now. Equally important is the psychological harm that same-sex couples and their children endure because they are branded with an inferior label. An associate professor of psychiatry at Harvard Medical School told our Civil Union Review Commission that second-class citizenship, now institutionalized in the form of civil unions, contributes to increased rates of anxiety, depression, and substance use disorders among marginalized populations. Essentially, all the evidence shows us that New Jersey's civil union law falls short in providing true equality. On Monday in Trenton, we had the honor of being paid a visit by an American hero, Congressman John Lewis, an icon of the civil rights movement in our nation. Congressman Lewis reminded us of what it means to stand up and fight for what is right. It took an enormous amount of bravery by people like Congressman Lewis to stand up for what was right to protect equal rights. Each and every one of us here in New Jersey must follow that courageous example. That is why this bill is important, and that's why those of us elected to protect civil rights must stand up and do the right thing and support it. We need to stand up for what is right. We need to stand up for every family. We need to stand for equality. There can be no other way. Our state's diversity has long been our strength, and it is time for us to finally embrace each and every New Jerseyan. Now, I know that this is a difficult subject for many legislators and many residents of our state to tackle, because it is a transcending of legal issues in law, personal philosophy, personal and theological belief, and what some of our own religious practices are. But I understand that the vote of every legislator will be a vote of his or her conscience. But we have to remember foremost that we are lawmakers, and we are lawmakers who are charged with protecting and ensuring that there is equal protection under the law and that equality is granted to every citizen in our state. Constitutionally, every person is entitled to what you all learned about in civics: unalienable rights. And for those of us who view the late Dr. Martin Luther King as one of the world's most significant drum majors for justice, if you will read the writings of King, he admonished that love is justice. And that is what I am seeking as a sponsor of A1. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much.